Hey, welcome to week 6. You know how people say you are what you eat? Well, if that's true, this week I am approximately 40% peanut butter, 30% pasta, 20% gummy chew things, and 10% coffee. Because training for 48.6 miles means running a lot, but it also means eating a lot too. Yeah, like a lot. So today I'm letting you in on a little sneak peek of my Dopey training kitchen, the pre-run snacks, the mid-run fuel, the post-run treat. You looking at you, Dr. Pepper. And yes, the occasional, I just ran 14 miles, so I deserve this type. Oh, please hold. Please hold. Anywho, let's just say if you're here for kale salad recipes, well, guess what? You're in the wrong place. Let's take a look back at week 6. Something about crossing a marathon finish line that makes you want to do it again and again and again. Welcome to season 3 of Dare to Dopey, my journey back to the most magical, ridiculous, and rewarding race challenge there is, the Dopey Challenge. That's 4 back-to-back days of running at Walt Disney World, a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon, all totaling 48.6 miles, and yes, 6 medals to show for it. This will be my 3rd time towing the line for Dopey, and each time I've come away with more than just medals. I've learned what I'm made of, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And as I dive into this next training cycle, I know that there's even more to uncover. The version of me from just a few years ago would never believe where I'm at now. But that's the power of setting big goals and daring to go after them, no matter how impossible they may seem. So if you're ready for early alarms, long runs, lessons learned, and Disney magic, let's lace up and do this together. This is Dare to Dopey Season 3. Let's see what we're capable of. Hey, happy Monday.
Howdy ho.
Howdy ho there, neighbors. It's surprisingly cooler today. It's been cloudy and rainy, but out for 45 minutes this week. You know the topic, it was very frequently asked for, and that's to run. So here we go. No, it's fuel. And let us just preface this by saying neither of us are registered dietitians. You should always consult with one or your doctor before starting any diet plan, exercise plan, all that good stuff. Also, if you're curious about what I eat during the day or Teresa eats during the day, don't be.
You don't want to know.
Because we know what works for us, and nutrition is so wildly specific to each person that it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't be trying to emulate what I do on the daily, just like I don't emulate what Teresa does. How steep is this hill? Holy cow. You figure out what works for you. This week we're going to be showing you and talking through some suggestions about race day fuel, also pre-race fuel and post-race fuel. As far as daily diet fuel, it's on you. It's on you, sweet cheeks. So, any initial words of wisdom?
Trial and error. Trial and error. Been doing this since 2017. Still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Run. The other thing is, know that your fueling needs are going to change.
Yes.
Over time, as you age, as you get into higher mileage. It's all fluid, meaning it will change. All right, let's wrap this one up. One thing I forgot is I brought a friend with me today. He's currently riding on my back in his little papoose. He has a little papoose. You want to see who it is? Our friend with the music is back. Y'all, I got my order from the feed. However, the box has been manhandled, and pretty sure what I ordered has been completely broken. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, it's in a bag. Well, maybe it didn't leak out because everything is in. Is this absolutely like the best case scenario? I think it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that was 100% a FedEx issue. They annihilated that box, sat it in something weird. So that's really gross. Okay, let me show you what I got from the feed right quick. Like I said, my first time ordering, and I like the feed because you can go in. I'd seen a lot of people posting about it, but you can go in and you can pick kind of one-offs of various types of nutrition and fuel for whatever workout that you are needing to fuel. So for us, obviously it's running, and you can usually get them for a lot cheaper than you can otherwise. So there was a deal for these Cliff blocks. There's 3 flavors here. I think I got this 3-pack for like $4, like these 3 for $4. The margarita flavor, which I've had and it's pretty good. Strawberry, I don't think I've had. And then black cherry, which also has 50 milligrams of caffeine. So excited to try those, or have those again. I've tried them before. My tried and true Scratch energy chews. I've had these before. They're great. My favorite is the sour cherry. I did get the grape one as well. So again, I've had those, loved them. This is a new flavor of the Goo energy chew, and that is a rainbow fruit mix. Looking forward to tasting that. This, however, this is what I saw on Instagram. I will tag her here, the person I saw it from, that I was like, wait, hold on. I think I could get behind this. These are from Amax, but they're a drink gel. So they're very, I don't know if you can hear that in this microphone. They're very liquid. So we all know that Goos do not sit with me. It's a texture issue, but these are more liquid. In fact, in the review I saw on Instagram, she like poured it out in her hand and it was just like water, which honestly is what I thought. This is what I thought was leaking out of my box. So I ended up with a 4-pack here of various flavors. I think these were $12.95 for 4. So we've got a strawberry, we've got orange, we have raspberry, we have citrus, and then we have a cola, which has caffeine in it. So definitely gonna be taking one of these out for sure on Saturday. For the 7 miles, but just wanted to highlight the feed for just a moment and let you know that this is a great place to get, like I said, one-off things. If you know what you like and they have it, you can usually get it for a little bit cheaper. I know that the amount of money that you spend there adds up to, I think they call them feed points, and you get a certain percentage off of your next order. If you know, like me, that you love the sour cherry scratch chews, then guess what? You can order them by the box there, and it is at a discount. So All right, the feed. Let's see what you're all about. See y'all in the workout. Good morning. Good morning. 6:30. And despite how it looks in this camera, because this camera is really good in low light, we've learned this on the race course, it's still dark. So sunrise is happening just behind me. Today's Saturday. 7 miles. Sorry I haven't filmed much this week. I was on the hamster wheel, Reed treadmill on Thursday, and as I'm sure you know, filming in public at a workout facility, highly discouraged. Highly discouraged. This is the part I don't really care much for. Up before the sun. Usually. All right, let's talk about fueling before a long run. This is a great, got some time to discuss that with you. So fueling before the long run. Some of these shorter runs, I can, and you probably can too, do them fasted, meaning you don't eat anything before. You don't necessarily need to, but you know your body best. Again, don't try to emulate what I do. You need to find what works for you. Before a long run, I will usually have a more carb heavy but light snack. So for example, as soon as I get up here to this stoplight, I'll show you. Ta-da, I'm here. One of these like Nature Valley, what is this? Peanut butter biscuit. I will usually bring those, or a Pop-Tart. I do love a Pop-Tart. I sure do. For a really long run, before the races, Pop-Tarts, man. Or you could do a granola bar. You could do, my kids call them cereal bars, or like a Nutri-Grain bar. You could do any of those things that is going to give you a little punch of carbs. Ideally, a little bit of protein too, which is why I picked that peanut butter one. So those are great options. I know that those sit really well with me. I don't have to worry about getting nauseous with them, so that's a bonus. And yeah, and then once, kind of the rule of thumb is usually every 45 minutes in a strenuous workout is when you should be fueling. Me, it's a little more than that. Again, you have to figure it out on your own. You need to learn what the signals, the auras, if you will, if you get migraines, you know what auras are, of a wall hitting, like an imminent wall. You need to know what those signs are in order to prevent them, or if you happen upon them, you can start to fuel and back yourself out of that bad spot. I've had to do that several times. So again, learn what works for you. Learn the timing that works for you. Some people can do it based off mileage. Some people do it off time. I used to do it based off mileage, and now it's based off time. Again, learn what works for you. It's so important. This is the time now, like my friend Amanda, Once Upon a Marathon, said, this is the block of training where you better get this stuff locked in and loaded, because it's going to be nothing but a benefit for you during the third block, which is where all of the simulations come in, all the long runs come in. This is when it's going to count. Figuring it out is absolutely imperative right now. See you out there. 1 mile in. This once is 2 miles in. She got out here early because she has 8 to do to my 7. A little humid. A little bit. Small, like the width of a fingernail amount of humidity. If that fingernail was on a giant.
My pack feels like it weighs like 100 pounds.
Yes. Yes. We need to be running.
No, we're good.
I didn't come out here to be a wussy. I told them in the car what I pre-gamed with, which was a Nature Valley peanut butter bar. What I failed to mention was that I also pre-gamed with ibuprofen.
And I pre-gamed with a protein shake and a protein bar.
There you go. All right, we'll check in around the halfway mark. 3.5 in. 4.5 in.
Am I dead yet?
No,
Because it feels
but
like
we
it.
are on a hill, so you may die on it.
Yep. Looking at you, John.
Oh, we're listening to Rise and Run, and John was talking about running hills. So, glad you didn't die on it, John. Glad you didn't die on it. All right, I'm going to try. Ooh, do I want to try this citrus? I don't think I do. I think I want to try the raspberry. This is what we're all here for. Is this liquidy goo thing? How do people do this? They go like this. It's pretty easy. Other than tasting like cough syrup, it's not bad. And it's really sweet. Done.
And I fueled at mile 3 with this.
Those are my favorite.
Fun fact, I freeze these,
Oh,
and then by the time I'm ready to take it, it's still cold.
yeah.
So
I'm not mad about this. I'm really not. That's exciting. Okay, let's continue on. And another thing.
because I'm a nurse, I feel like I have a little bit of authority to speak on this subject. I'm not going to talk to you about macros and grams of carbs and blah 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 because I'm not a dietitian, but I can say as a nurse, this is not the time to do intermittent fasting, biblical fasting, crash diets. This is not the time to think about losing weight, drinking 3 protein shakes a day, and calling it even. No, this is a time to fuel your body. You're going to be so hungry from marathon training, you're going to be ravenous, and your body needs good, healthy fuel. Fun fact, most insurances will cover a consultation with a registered dietitian, so call the number on the back of your insurance card and ask for a list of in-network dietitians in your area. Some of them will even do teledoc, like through your phone or through a Zoom, so that you can talk to them without having to go to an appointment. So check that out, because that can be very helpful for you for fueling during the week. As far as fueling during your runs, during your races, that is up to you. Trial and error, just like we're doing here. We have tried everything. We've tried peanut M&Ms, we've tried Noon, I do Tailwind, I do Liquid IV, like we've tried everything. So it's just trial and error, seeing what fits with your digestive system, see what works with your body chemistry. My blood sugar drops about mile 8, so I have to fuel beforehand with carbohydrates. So just see what works for you and use your training runs as trial and error, just like Kristen is doing with this box.
It wasn't bad. Also, haven't started running yet, but it wasn't bad. You know, okay, I take back the cough syrup. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like snow cone syrup.
Oh, that's very sweet.
It's very sweet, yes. That's what snow cones. 1 mile to go. Teresa hung back there. She's got Halloween Hell coming up
Ahead of us.
and she doesn't want to get injured. So she's slowed down and that's fine. We'll wait for her at the end. Gel thing, water thing, great. Love it. I'm not nauseous. And that's a win. 7 is done. Sorry, I hit puberty again. You think I'd quit doing that after I did it the first time? Wrong. But while we're waiting, I did want to share with you. Oh, that was a leaf. I thought it was a bug on my arm. These were so good. Look, these. the Goo Energy Chews, the Rainbow Fruit Mix, literally like a bag of fruit snacks. In fact, I do believe I'll have some more. Due for some calories. Hey, you know what else today is? First time in training to go over 6 miles, which means it's Dr. Pepper Day. I do love a Dr. Pepper. For those of you who are new to me, I'm a Dr. Pepper girl. I love it. However, I only let myself have a Dr. Pepper ever on the days that I run more than 6 miles. That's it. That's it. Any other time I'm drinking water or unsweet tea. That's it. Or coffee. I do love a good coffee. This was a win. I didn't use the second one. That's a win. The Goo Rainbow Fruit Mix Chews are a win. And obviously Dr. Pepper is a win. Let's wait for Teresa. There she is.
I am the tiger.
But did you die?
Almost. But I resurrected.
Yay! We did it! Proud of you.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
That sucked.
And guess what? It's only going up in mileage from here.
And my knee is not happy right now, so I'm gonna go home and ice it. And then I have a massage this evening. So.
Bravo, bravo. And I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper. Ha! So excited. Hey, we are on a field trip to the grocery store because I want to show you some of my favorite non-running like foods that you can use to fuel that aren't necessarily marketed as fuel, but you can use them. You ready? Let's go shopping. Now, generally speaking, most of your in-run fuel can be found, if you want to go this route, in the candy aisle, snack food aisle. For example, let's see, where are my favorites? Oh, found one. Something I used to fuel the marathon was these sweet tart ropes. These are so good. I brought little sandwich baggies and cut them in half so they would all fit in the bag. And that's what I used, and it worked out so well. So sweet tart ropes are a great option. Another great option is, are you ready? Nerd clusters. Y'all know I love nerd clusters. So another thing that I would do with these for the marathon and just for fueling in general is a serving size is 16 pieces, and it's 100 calories, 25 carbs, and 1 gram of protein, 40 milligrams of sodium. So I get the little snack Ziploc bags and portion out several bags of 16 pieces. There's 17 total servings in this family size bag. So this is a great bang for your buck, if you will. This is about $8.47. This is here, it's $8.47. I'm sure you can find them cheaper elsewhere. So $8.47 for 17 servings, so less than $1 per serving. Sold. Another fuel source that I know a lot of people use, we gotta back up because I passed them on accident, are gummy bears, just regular old gummy bears. Now, these are 100 calories, 13 pieces is a serving, 23 carbs, only 5 milligrams of sodium, and actually 2 grams of protein. So again, you can just divvy these out in little bags and carry them with you. It's another great option. All right, moving out of the candy aisle, we're gonna head over to the snack foods, other snack foods. But before we do, I do want to show you that if you need this restock, I guess. Look at your grocery store for liquid IV. My grocery store has a ton of flavors, flavor options, so it's a good resource. They also have the Waterboy line. We've got Gator Light, we've got Body Armor, we've got Cure, Hydrant, Drip Drop, Noon, all kinds of stuff. So don't just get your hydration at the sports store, get it at your grocery store and use a coupon. We love a good coupon, right? Yes. Way down here on the bottom is another idea, and that is Big Movies. Now, just a reminder, serving of these is, let me get it right and see it, 2 cookies, okay? So 2 cookies at 100 calories, 21 grams of carbs, 95 milligrams of sodium, 1 gram of protein. So if you were in a desperate way for a fuel idea, definitely bag up a few of these, and that would be a great little option for you. Coming up to this option, y'all know this is one of my favorites. Here are those Go-Go Squeeze. These are so good. Like Teresa said earlier, she freezes these, and then by the time she needs them in the run, they're thawed. So Go-Go Squeeze Active is fantastic. We've got 60 calories, 14 grams of carbs, 50 milligrams of sodium. This does give a good little punch. I did use those during the marathon as well. All right, coming up to this next option is some dried fruit. This one came up a lot in the research I was doing, and I was kind of curious as to why, because I'm usually not a dried fruit kind of girl, but you know, anything for science. So we've got maybe some, probably don't want to do the prunes unless you are going to make a bathroom stop, you know. Do they take effect that quick? I don't know. All right, so here's, for example, some apricots. 100 calories, 5 pieces is a serving, 100 calories, 24 carbs, 10 milligrams of sodium, 410 milligrams of potassium, in case you cramp. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. What other dried fruits do we have? Mango, we've got dried pineapple. What about this mango? Ooh, 130 calories for the mango. 32 carbs, 85 milligrams of sodium, 168 milligrams of potassium. I might need to try this for science. Something else that I saw people talking about is how they will take honey. How do you do that? You just get it in like the packets? So like next time you're at Starbucks or whatever, you just like grab a handful? I guess, I don't know, that would get so messy to me. I don't even know if that would be worth it. If you've used honey, let me know. Before I finish this little shopping trip with you all, I do want to remind you to look in your health food section, because it may surprise you the things that you can find. For example, honey stinger gel at the grocery store, waffles, single waffles, and then honey stinger nut seed bars. Then we've got some of the chews that I dropped again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Always check your grocery store, because they may surprise you with what they have. Now I'm sure you're wondering why I showed you all those things. And that's because everything I showed you in my research, can't forget this, everything I showed you in my research meets or exceeds the nutritional value of one of the goos or chews or whatever you prefer, bit by bit. Like it matches or exceeds it. And if you're like me and you can't stomach a lot of the goo type stuff, an alternative is like way preferred. So that's why I showed you. Most goos and gels let me get my notes out here. Most goos and gels range in calories from 100 to 200, more on the high end, obviously. Carbs go anywhere from 19 to 40. We saw that with some of the stuff that I showed you as well. Sodium goes anywhere from 30 to 210 milligrams. Again, that's going to range as well. And then the cost per serving is $1.50 up to $5 for a single serving of the run specific fueling versus that bag of Nerd Clusters, which was $8.50 and had 17 servings in it. To me, that's a no-brainer. To me, that is a no-brainer. So I just thought I'd bring you along on my little field trip today. And yeah, thanks for going shopping with me. Till next time. And that is how I keep myself fueled, one bite, one gel, one coffee at a time, because when you're training for 48.6, the food is just as important as the miles themselves. Speaking of miles, next week, we're going long. I'm talking about those double-digit runs that push your legs, test your mind, and somehow still leave you feeling stronger than when you started. So lace up, bring your fuel, and join me next week as we dive into long run lessons, what all those long miles teach me. Until then, eat well, run happy, and I'll see you on the road.